Welcome back to episode 13 of the Web Marketing Adelaide podcast. This week we've got a great interview with George Koritsa from Action Coach. Now George is a business coach. Now don't worry too much if you don't know what a business coach is exactly, because I addressed that early on in the interview. So let's go to that interview right now. G'day George, how you going?
Hey Nick, how you going?
Good, thanks. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Looking forward to it.
Great. Well, when I first met you, I'd heard the word business coach, but I didn't really know sort of what a business coach was. So can you just explain to my listeners what a business coach is and how does it differ from, say, a consultant?
Great question, Nick. A business coach is someone that comes in and looks at your business as an outsider.
Okay.
I'm not going to come in and look at it the same way as a consultant who has a specific outcome that he or she wants to achieve. So a consultant's role is very much to come in and write a report for you or to do a specific task. A coach actually looks at it as a much broader entity and it says, okay, how can you actually improve this business? And if you use the analogy of a sports person, why do they have a coach? Because they can't see themselves hit the ball, kick the ball, or whatever sport it is that they're actually doing. They need somebody there that can guide them. And also, the biggest part of a coach's role is to hold you accountable. We all know what we should be doing. We all know we should exercise more and eat less. But how many of us actually do that?
Great. That makes a bit more sense, actually. Yeah. So does the word coach come from that? Say the coach in sporting sense? Is that how the name came about?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's the same as with working with a sports coach or any sort of coach. A coach is someone there to guide and mentor you and to actually push you that bit further.
Great, and it seems, it seems so obvious now that you explain it, because, from a customer perspective, they're sort of coming at your business from a completely outside view, so you really want to be able to know what the business looks like from that perspective.
That's right. We want to see what your customers are seeing, and I tend to find a lot of people get what I call store blind, whether we're working in an office or in a shop or whatever, but we just don't see what's going on around us because we're just so used to it. We've all walked into a retail environment, and the first thing you notice is the bin overflowing. But staff don't see it because it's always overflowing.
Always overflowing, yeah.
So we just don't see it. Or you're in an office building, and there's a dead plant on the receptionist's desk, but no one pays any attention to it because it's always there. But your customer is sitting there looking at it and going, "Oh, are you going to look after me as a lawyer or as an accountant when you can't even look after your own business?"
Wow, yeah, it's kind of scary to think about, isn't it? Because it can be so easy for a business owner to just get locked into like the day-to-day work and not think about these little things that what seem like little things.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move along. So how does someone actually become a business coach?
Okay, becoming a business coach, now I can only really speak about my own experiences. I started with Action Coach originally as a client. So I was actually coached in my own business. And then once I'd got myself to a stage where I didn't need to be working in the business anymore, I thought, hey, there's something in this. So I approached Action Coach and found out a bit more about how you can become a coach. We have a very extensive training program based in Las Vegas, so it's a 10-day intensive program that we do there. And then we have an ongoing conferences and trainings. We've got weekly webinars. We've got twice a year we have a regional conference and a global conference. So our training is continuously being upgraded. So really, I suppose the core criteria for being a business coach is someone who has experience in business, someone who's actually operated their own business to start with, and then following the Action Coach system, which is a proven system to actually train you in how to become a coach.
Great, because it would seem like quite a lot of work to be able to stay on top of various different aspects of running a business, and especially since you're sort of looking at the whole business rather than like an individual aspect. But it's
very much so. You've got to keep your learning up. You're constantly reading. You're constantly learning. You're attending other seminars and workshops. You're constantly improving yourself, because that's the only way that you can add value to your clients as a coach, is if you're constantly growing and and improving yourself. And it's the old adage, it's no different for a business coach or a business owner. Your business is either growing or it's dying.
Mm.
It's like a tree. A tree can't stand still. It's either growing or it's dying.
Great. Well, let's get more into sort of the meat of the episode with so you have some ideas of some of the major problems that are facing small business owners today. So what are some of those problems?
Sure. One of the biggest issues I believe a lot of small businesses, specifically in South Australia, are facing is lack of confidence. There's a fear out there that the economy is going to go down. There's a fear out there that people are not going to buy. And sure, things are a little bit tougher, but people are still buying. People are still shopping. I talk to retailers quite often, and they'll say, but people are going online. And then I ask them the question, well, why do you think that is? Because the online product is not necessarily any cheaper than what you're selling it. Plus, I've got to wait for it to arrive, and if it's the wrong size or the wrong color, I've got to send it back, and all this hassle where I could just buy it from there. But one of the biggest issues that I think is they're not training their staff in how to effectively sell the product. We've all walked into a store, we've seen a product that we like, a price that we're happy to pay. We walk up to the counter, and the girl behind it standing there filing her nails going, yeah, what do you want? And most of the time we'll think, okay, I don't really need to buy that from that person, so we put the product down and leave. Now the retailer will go, oh, he couldn't afford the product, but no, we just didn't like the service. So it's really important that we are showing people how to get the best out of your shopping experience with them, and also your service experience. How can we get better at what we're doing? A lot of small businesses are constantly busy. They're spending a lot of time on chasing the wrong sort of things, like, on average we'll have a person that might owe us some money, is a bad payer. So we spend all our time chasing this person to get the money that he owes us, and we're ignoring the other 80 or 90% of our clients that pay us on time, that order from us regularly. We're not spending any time working on them. We'd be better off putting that person out to a collection agency, let them worry about collecting the money, and focus on contacting our good customers to find out who's buying, what services they might need, and keeping in touch with them. So it's about modernizing our marketing. A lot of businesses, I think, now are still stuck in some older style marketing. We've got to have an online presence now. We've got to be interactive with Facebook and other media like that. Otherwise, we're trying to stick in there. People that are still advertising in the yellow pages, unless your client base is very old, you're really not in the right medium for them. You've got to be looking at new medias to market with.
Great, yeah. I think most of those things definitely make sense to me from my experience talking to business owners and stuff. I'll just picking on a small thing you said there about business owners never seem to have much time. I've been sort of thinking about this recently. Do you think if a business owner feels like they really have no time to be spending on these, getting into the new mediums and sort of improving their business, should they sort of drop one or two clients to actually give themselves that time, or how do they sort of get that time, when they just don't have it?